Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If Haikyuu is considered as a classic of the volleyball manga, then today I would like to talk about a manga which is undeniably considered as a classic or masterpiece among the sports and epic manga, Slam Dunk. Before I proceed further, please kindly remember to subscribe my channel. In this channel, I will talk about some Japanese and Korean manga and anime. If you are interested, please kindly subscribe my channel and ring the bell next to it, so that you won't miss any of my videos. Slam Dunk is a Japanese sports manga series written by Inoue Takehiko. Inoue Takehiko joined the basketball club in his junior high school and served as a point guard in the team. He then became the team's captain. According to Inoue, the moment of self-practice after the regular club activities was his favorite moment. That's a moment of silence which allowed him to do some reflections, and he has continued this habit even when he became a manga artist. After his high school, Inoue made up his mind and aspired to become a manga artist. He then started to draw manga with themes related to basketball, and submitted them to various manga publishers to see if he could get a chance to get his manga serialized. Unfortunately, at that time, no follow-ups were received. However, at that time, there was an editor who had read his work and discovered his talent. The editor asked Inoue to contact him, and after taking the advice and recommendation of the editor, 1 year later, Inoue submitted his work again to the publishers, and there he won a prize with his work named Purple Kaede. After winning the prize, Inoue became overconfident on himself and thought he could start to become a professional manga artist. However, his editor thought another way. In the eyes of the editor, Inoue lacked the professional training as a manga artist. So at that time, the editor arranged Inoue to become the assistant of another manga artist, Hojo Tsukasa, the writer of the manga City Hunter. After serving as Hojo's assistant for 1 year, he partnered with another writer and came up with a manga with a storyline similar to City Hunter. However, very soon, he realized that this kind of theme and setting does not suit him. He then decided to drop this work and made up his mind to come up with a work which contained a theme he loved, and that was basketball. He discussed this with his editor. However, at that time, his editor didn't think basketball was a good idea, since at that time, the Japanese culture is more in favor of baseball and football rather than basketball. Inoue then tried to switch the theme a little and clarify that it was a love comedy. Basketball was just a plot setting. Finally, the editor agreed on this, and Inoue started a new manga named Akakasuki, which means I like red. This can be considered as the prelude of the story of Sakuragi Hanamichi, the protagonist of Slam Dunk. Inoue started his serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump in 1990. However, at the beginning, this love comedy didn't receive good responses from the readers, so Inoue decided to change the focus. Instead of love comedy, he switched back to basketball, and thereafter this manga started to receive positive responses. With Slam Dunk being animated in 1993, this led to a basketball hit around Japan and even Asia in the 1980s to 1990s. And time flies, Slam Dunk had been serialized for 6 years, and it came to its last match in the Inter-High. Inoue decided to end the Slam Dunk story in 1996. After 8 years, Inoue produced an epilogue titled Slam Dunk 10 Days. A special thing about this epilogue was that they were drawn on 23 chalkboards in the former campus of a defunct high school in the Kanagawa prefecture. And this chapter was later reprinted on the 2005 issue of the Switch magazine. A TMI over here, after Slam Dunk, Inoue came up with some new works. Some of them are related to basketball, but some don't. He even came up with a historical manga named Vagabond, which was originated from a novel, but with an extremely heavy theme. The serialization of this historical manga seems to be a tormenting experience for him. Finally, he had held an exhibition about Vagabond and exhibited the ending of this manga. So, though the official status of Vagabond is still on hiatus, this manga has already come to an end. Okay, let us go back to Slam Dunk itself. Slam Dunk was first published on Weekly Shonen Jump from 1990 to 1996, with a total of 31 volumes. However, due to its popularity, the publisher has published lots of versions. So the version you read or own may not consist of 31 volumes in total. Slamdunk was about a story happened in a basketball team from Shohoku High School. Shohoku High School has long been considered as a weak and one-man team which solely depended on its team captain, Akaki Takenori. However, this image had changed when Akaki became Year 3, and with new members joining the team. So let's have a short recap of the team members. Sakuragi Hanamichi, the protagonist of Slam Dunk. He was a Year 1 student in Shohoku High School. He was the leader of a gang and unpopular among the girls. He had been rejected by girls for 50 times. He had a crush on Akaki Haruko, the younger sister of Akaki Takenori, the captain of the Shohoku High School. Haruko was unaware of Sakuragi's crush on her, but she discovered Sakuragi's athletic talents and introduced him to join the basketball team. In order to win Haruko's attention, Sakuragi agreed to join the basketball team. Though Sakuragi was a beginner in basketball, his athletic talents made him playing an important role in winning over the powerhouses throughout the matches. And during this process, he fell in love with basketball, and he realized this in the last match towards Sano. He had a poor relationship with his teammate, Rukawa Kaede. Same as Sakuragi Hanamichi, Rukawa Kaede was also a Year 1 student in Shohoku High School. He played basketball very well, or maybe he was a genius in basketball. I'm not sure about this because at the end, there is someone who is more talented than him. So please let me know what do you think about Rukawa and the person who I mentioned. Do you think both of them are genius or otherwise? Please let me know. Since Rukawa's junior high school, Rukawa already gained the attention of various powerhouses. However, he turned down all the offers and decided to go to Shohoku High School just because it was close to his home. He was considered as the ace of Shohoku High School. He also had a poor relationship with Sakuragi Hanamichi. Miyaki Ryota, a Year 2 student in Shohoku High School. He served as the point guard of the team, but he joined the team a bit later, since he had once been hospitalized after a fight with Mitsui Hisashi. Though he was short in height, he owned the qualities of a good point guard. He had good judgment and fast in speed. He became the next captain of the Shohoku High School basketball team. Mitsui Hisashi, a Year 3 student in Shohoku High School. He had once won the MVP prize due to encouragement of Ansai, the coach of Shohoku High School. This led him to highly respect Ansai sensei and chose to come to Shohoku High School. Supposedly, he could become the ace of the Shohoku High School basketball team and lead the team to the inter-high. However, because of his knee injury, he had once left the team and formed a gang. He escaped from playing basketball and also hated to see others playing basketball. This made him provoking a fight with Miyaki Ryota and brought troubles to the basketball team. During the fight with the Shohoku basketball team, he met Ansai again. I think his words, Ansai sensei, I want to play basketball, at that time, or even now still move thousands of people. After the fight, Mitsui rejoined the basketball team. However, because of his poor stamina, he always remorsed for the time he had wasted. Kokure Kiminobu, a Year 3 student in Shohoku High School. He had a friendly and gentle personality. He always tried to maintain harmony among the team members. He was also the vice captain of the Shohoku High School basketball team. At the very beginning, Kokure just started to play basketball to increase his stamina in his junior high school. However, influenced by Akaki, he started to fall in love with playing basketball. When Kokure and Akaki got into their high school and they met Mitsui in the basketball team, Kokure believed that they were able to get into the inter-high. However, this dream was broken when Mitsui left the team. In his Year 3, with the new members and Mitsui rejoined the team, Shohoku had made themselves into the inter-high. And this is the last chance for Kokure to make his dream come true. Akaki Takenori, a Year 3 student in Shohoku High School, Haruko's elder brother. He served as the captain of the basketball team. He was considered as the first center of the prefecture. However, in the past 2 years, since Akaki was the only capable player in the team, his opponents could win the match easily by just blocking the offense of Akaki. This was the reason why they called shohoku a one-man team. However, with the joining of Sakuragi, Rukawa, Miyaki, and Mitsu into the team, shohoku was no longer a one-man team, and there was always someone on the court that Akaki could pass his ball to. Slam Dunk is an ordinary sports manga which shows how Shohoku High School basketball team was formed, how Shohoku transferred from a one-man team to a strong team, how Sakuragi improved his basketball skills, and how Sakuragi fell in love with playing basketball. The players throughout the manga have no supernatural power, but only their passion and love towards basketball. I believe because of this poor mentality touched the heart of millions of people, and this leads to the success of Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk received tremendous responses. Lots of readers wrote to Inoue and told him because of Slam Dunk, they started to play and also fell in love with basketball. In response to the affection of his readers, and as an act to give back, Inoue and the publisher Shueisha created the Slam Dunk Scholarship Program in 2006, and providing scholarship to the young adults to go to the States to pursue their dream as a basketball player. The entire Slam Dunk story was ended in 1996. Unexpectedly, after 25 years, in January of 2021, Inoue announced on his personal Twitter about the Slam Dunk movie, and this movie was expected to be aired in the fall of 2022. Most people suspect that it is about the last match between Shohoku and Sano. However, this is yet to be confirmed. Since the fall of 2022 will come very soon, let's see if this is the movie that we are all looking forward to. If you like my sharing, please kindly leave a comment and let me know. And if you don't mind, please also like my video and subscribe my channel. I will be seeing you next time. Bye.